Pickaxe.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to YOMP. As always, this is always a movie podcast. It always has been and it always will be. My name is Sophie Booth Rogerson, and I am joined today by G-Star Games.
G-Star Games.
Your full name, G-Star Games.
Full Christian government name.
Government name. You can change your name for like a tenner, you know.
Can you?
It's really, yeah.
A tenner.
So
only a tenner.
like that.
Wow, that's crazy.
So it's dead cheap. You can just flick it about. Nobody really minds here. It's
just a pain because you gotta like when people get married, you know, the woman has to go and change everything.
Yes.
Driver's license and whatever the hell else you put your name on. Because there was this lady that I used to work with. She was like, "Oh yeah, I gotta go." Like on her lunch break, she'd go and like do all the official document changing for everything. I'm like, oh, sounds like a pain in the ass.
You know, changing your name is easy. It's changing your gender legally. It's the one that everybody gets stuck on.
Well, especially at this state that the UK's in at the moment.
Wow, we're definitely living in the future, guys. This is it. Hooray! Enough of that, though. Because we watched a film. I made everybody. I made everybody watch a film, right? And this week's choice was Under the Silver Lake, and it's a long one. Okay.
I didn't think it was going to be long, but Jesus Christ, that was like G level of long. That was
G level of long, and yeah. I think I noted it in the last episode that it is a long movie, but I really, really enjoy it. So I wanted to see what you thought about this film, and so that's why. I mean, that's why I added it in my list.
Yes, and that's what you should do. That is highly encouraged.
We're figuring it out. Wow. So. It's how long is it? It's 2 and a bit.
2:19 apparently.
Yeah. And we'll try not to make this podcast we could talk for hours and hours.
Like I don't think we can do chronological because it's madness. This trying to explain in chronological order what goes on in this film. Oh, that's a task. That's a task in itself. I mean, you can try.
You can definitely try. It came out in 2018, but it came out in the UK in 2019. And it stars Andrew Garfield as the main guy, Sam, who I didn't even know his name. I wasn't really paying attention.
But I that's a usual thing for me where I don't really clock on to their names.
No, nobody really said his name, though.
I don't think they did, really. Yeah, so I think you're right about that.
And my face blindness did get in the way quite a bit in this one.
I recognise a lot of people in this, I will say that. Like, there's a lot of familiar faces.
There's a lot of blondes, and I was getting really stuck on who people are. But it's
not wholly important, I don't think.
No,
though. Like it is and it isn't. So.
I know. I did make notes. I knew I needed to make notes in this one, so I did.
Yes.
And let me find my book.
It's weirdly the one that I've made the least amount of notes on. For some bizarre reason. Not because it wasn't interesting. I think I was paying attention very heavily.
Drive had one sentence, this fucker mumbles.
Based.
And then this one, Under the Silver Lake, has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pages of notes, which is a lot for me, actually.
That is a shitload.
Yeah, and I mean, I do that. I scroll, and it was just because I was trying to keep track of the things that I was thinking, as well as things that I wanted to. Yeah, I've seen it before,
so you know what's going on, right? Like, so I guess your perspective and what you're writing down is going to be very different.
Yeah, because I could anticipate what was going to happen, but I wanted to pay a deeper amount of attention to the film. Yeah,
it's a film that requires multiple viewings, I think.
Yeah, because like the first time I saw it, I was confused. I was like, what the fuck is it? Right. The way that I can describe it is, you know, when you're in the sea and you get caught in a big wave and you cannot get out of the waves because you're just being
sloshed
tossed
around.
Yeah, you're being tossed about and you can't quite get out and you can't quite catch your breath, and it's just, you're stuck for a bit, and then you finally kind of get your footing and you manage to, like, do you surf, G? I've asked you this before.
I do. Well, I did. Yeah.
You can't really surf where you live now.
No, England doesn't really allow for it too much. So
Newquay is decent for. You should go to Cornwall sometime. Fistral Beach.
So you say Newquay?
Yuki, no.
Oh,
not your cat. Go to Yuki.
Go to you. Oh, yes, say less. I'm on my way.
Bitch. What a bitch. Fistral Beach. I used to go there. I can't surf. I have no balance. I topple instantly. But
I've heard like weird things. I've always heard like good things and weird things about Cornwall. Like, I've heard that it's amazing, and then other people are like, it's weird. And I don't know who to believe, you know?
I don't know what like, why it would be weird.
I don't know.
It's a seaside place. There's surfing and bodyboarding, and there's nice beaches, and I like it. I used to go there all the time as a young'un. That was one of our holiday destinations. So
it's on the list of places that I do want to go.
Yeah, it's a good one. So yeah, again, I've tumbled already. I have tumbled into the. So I made a lot of notes, shit ton of notes, and I liked doing that, and I could still pay attention. And in the first few minutes of the film, you are inundated with information, aren't you?
Yes.
And I like that.
As soon as I saw A24, I was like, oh,
here we go.
Here we go. But then also the guy who directs it is the guy who did It Follows.
Yes. I like that. I like It Follows.
It kind of gives you like some, you know, preconceptions.
Yeah. So he's in I don't know what, is it a shop that he's in? I don't even know where he ends.
It's like in a coffee shop at the beginning.
Yeah, and there's a painting on the window saying "Beware the dog killer."
Backwards, though.
Yeah, so you can see it through the window.
Yeah.
And Andrew Garfield plays this role really, really well.
Yeah. Also,
because he's a dozy fucker.
He is. He's on another planet. But there's like things about this film that I don't know if, you know, how much you know or how much you clocked onto and what your interpretation of the film is. But there's a lot of like scattered, hidden, which is the whole fucking theme of the movie. Yeah. Scattered messages, hidden messages everywhere.
Yes. Yeah. And I'm still picking up on them. Like there's all sorts.
Yeah.
I don't think you'll ever.
No,
find all of them.
Well, it'll take a while, but yeah, there's like in the coffee shop, there's like, what's that fucking war communication? My brain is so foggy right now.
Morse code.
Morse code, yeah, there's Morse code on the coffee boards.
Right, I didn't even see that.
Yeah, like right under the coffee, or you know, the list of all the coffees, there's like Morse code.
Right.
And it's.
Did you translate it?
Well, I think it says, I can't remember exactly. I think it might just say "Beware the dog killer," and then there's also T-shirts that people wear throughout the film with like animals on them.
Yeah,
and it spells out "Beware the dog killer."
That is so mad. I didn't pick that up.
No, there's loads. Genuinely, there is loads. But again, it ties in with the theme of this film.
Yes.
Messages, conspiracies, theories, I'm
going to ask what you thought this film was going to be.
I knew it was going to be like, because I read the synopsis, so it gave me some preconception of like thriller mystery, right? A girl goes missing. There's a mystery of, what happened to her, and he goes looking. But I didn't think it was going to be like this.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's a fucking weird film.
Yes. Basically, the synopsis, the brief synopsis, as brief as I can possibly get it.
Yeah, it doesn't give a lot away.
Yeah. There's this guy, Sam, and he's a bit of a... He finds like hidden meaning. He's trying to find hidden meanings in things. He's constantly doing it. And he meets a girl at his apartment complex, and he likes her. They're like, yeah, let's hang out tomorrow. But she moves out, and so he just tries to find her, and he's uncovering bit by bit where this girl has gone, what happened to some missing people, and a whole other thing to do with millionaires and the 1%, and all this sort of thing. Very, very brief, that synopsis. And yeah, so Sam is a loser. He's getting evicted. They're like, he won't pay his rent. It's criminally overdue. And so I love how all the way through, they're just like, how's work? And he's like, it's good. He doesn't work. He doesn't do anything, and he's not paying his rent. And they're like, you've got 5 days to pay your rent. You get evicted. And he just goes and does something else. He never does what he's supposed to be doing.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure that, I think that he might have had some sort of job in Hollywood.
Yeah. To
do with media or film, I think. Maybe a writer, for example. That's the vibe that I get. Like, I think he's... And then I think... So, I'll go into this because it does just... It's the whole meaning of the film in which I discussed this with Joe as well. And it's existentialism, nihilism... maybe not so much nihilism, and absurdism, right? So he's a guy who's lost, and he like hinges on conspiracy theories, and he tries to find meaning in like things that maybe have meaning and don't have meaning. And I think he's just fed up of everything, and life is pointless and meaningless and absurd. And he thinks like, whatever his work is, because he gets asked that a lot about his work. Like, what do you do for work?
It's and like, what you do for work.
And like, if somebody is like, having an existential crisis, which he clearly is, he doesn't care because it's meaningless. No. It's pointless. He latches onto things around him that aren't really that important, right? As opposed to getting on with life.
Yes, yeah. And I feel that, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely existentialism and a lot of absurdism.
A lot of absurdism. And I think that's why I like it so much. But it really sweeps you in. It keeps you going. I really get swept up into his way of thinking. Because he doesn't make it seem crazy.
Well, I honestly, in the beginning, was like, is he schizophrenic? Is he just paranoid? Yeah. There's a lot of that. But because there's a lot of things that are absurd, and like, what is literally going? Why is this being portrayed in this way? Is it actually happening, or is it just in his mind, or is he just really paranoid, or whatever?
Yes.
But it's actually, no, it genuinely is happening, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it is definitely like, and that's the fun thing about this film. It's like it is real, and it makes you think about these things as well.
Well, because the conspiracy theory element makes you question if he's all there.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, because it's like he listens to he talks about code breaking and listening to songs backwards, and he tries to find meaning in things that like nobody really tries to like would ever really do that, like listening to songs backwards and finding hidden messages and messages that only like the billionaires and the rich, and like messages that are only intended for the top 1%.
Yes.
Right? But he manages to crack a lot of codes and a lot of these messages.
And you're there thinking like, well, because there's a point in the film where he's explaining it to his friend.
Well, the woman,
after he gets sprayed with a skunk, and he's like, I used to watch these things on I used to watch The Price is Right or whatever it was, and the lady, is it Vanna White? She had this system of looking around. She would like look to the right, look to the left, look straight ahead, and he started wondering whether that like there was a meaning to it. And she's there thinking like, what the fuck? Like she's genuinely freaked out by what he's saying, because it's like, this is madness.
Well, because I think she usually just goes to his house and they fuck or whatever.
Yeah.
And he doesn't really have these conversations, you know, with other people and stuff. But he really just starts going off on one like, oh, it's crazy if you really think about it, and you know, all this stuff and like all these messages and what are they hiding, and you know.
Yeah, and she's like, shit. Oh my god. And he's like, oh, you think I'm crazy? Oh, you think that's mad? And he does realise that it's like, it seems like complete fucking weirdness.
Well,
like,
he's also like, he's got anger issues.
Yeah, he does.
And he's a perv.
Yeah, he's not a nice person at all.
I mean, I don't think he's like, a good person, but like the stuff that, and it's like, is he the dog killer as well? You know, throughout the film,
it makes you wonder, definitely. So he's literally, there's this dog killer, and you get all this exposition. This dead squirrel that falls out of a tree, and he's like, oh fuck. He doesn't seem very bothered by much, does he?
Well, that's why I was always like wondering if it was disillusions, and is he making stuff up in his head, and is this stuff actually happening, or is he just really paranoid because he likes to find meaning in meaningless things? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for a large portion of the film, I'm thinking he is, you know, like paranoid and like just losing his grip on reality.
Yeah, definitely. And it's like everything falls into place eventually. So he's in this apartment complex, and there's a woman she's an older lady, and she's got her tits out, and he's watching her through the binoculars because it's apparently something that he just does. He just does that.
Well, we don't have a lot going on.
Yeah, he's not working.
If you're not working and you're only thinking about your like base primal instincts,
you just want to look at a lady
and jack off, and you know,
there is a lot of masturbation talk.
Well, because I can't remember what part of the movie. I think he was like trying to figure out the code from the song, maybe. So there's a part of the movie where he's trying to figure out the code for something, and I'm pretty sure he just like stops doing that and then just goes and starts like jerking off.
He has a wank over it.
Yeah, and then it's like
he's constantly having wanks over things, and then him and the friend that he sleeps with, like they have a discussion about masturbating. He's got a Playboy magazine next to his bed, and he's like, "Oh, that's my favorite issue." Like, who has a favorite issue of
probably a lot of men.
Yeah, actually.
But also the cover, and it's like, again, with the subliminal messages, you know, again, wasn't helping the fact that I kept thinking that he's nuts, because the way that girl dies in the lake
exactly
is the cover of, you know, the Playboy magazine, and the scene where he's with Sarah in the pool and she's naked is the scene where Marilyn is in the pool and she's naked.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, is he just like
is he just imagining all of this, like imagining everything?
Also, the posters behind the sofa, I feel like they were obviously red herrings. You know, there was like so many turns where they were making you think that he is, like, the posters behind him was Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, and Psycho.
Yes. Yeah, and werewolf films.
You know.
And there was a lot of themes of movie monsters in this. Like, there was Jesus and the Brides of Dracula.
Yeah, there was a Black Lagoon as well, I think.
Yes, there was. So there was Brides of Dracula. There was all these movie posters. Alan says something about, like, oh no, it's his mate saying, like, oh, you know, we don't need vampires and zombies anymore and werewolves because we've got computers. Like, that's what he says. He's like,
oh, when he's with his mate with the drone.
With the drone. So it's like there's all these themes of, like, monsters and stuff as well. So you're thinking, oh, is he just really weirdly obsessed? But yeah, it's like there's all these little things. There's the owls being a theme as well. Yeah,
the kiss of the, what is it? Kiss of the owl, mark of
Owl's
the owl,
kiss.
owl's kiss, yeah. And the guy who actually writes the comic.
Yeah, he's got a little owl on his mantelpiece, a stuffed owl.
Yeah, there's also in his, like, you know, the collage on his wall near his, like, little goon cave in his house.
His goon cave.
Oh, is that the stuffed owl, the stuffed owl head? Is that what you mean? Or maybe that's a different one.
No. He's got one in just on his mantelpiece when there's all the heads on the wall.
Yeah, there's also a stuffed, like a plushy type, like, owl head there. I like the way it was shot, and I like the music.
Oh, the music was very good.
Yeah.
And I remember, because I used to listen to Disasterpiece, which is the person that wrote the music, and so I thought it was very cool being able to. I was like, oh, that's great.
Yeah, it's very neo-noir, proper neo-noir. Not like that Drive bullshit. I like the music and, like, how LA it felt and how absurd LA is in general, and how fucking it feels like they're on another planet over there. They're just so weird.
It's very strange, because there's the girls that are actresses, but they're also prostitutes, and there's it's like there's the gated communities where you're not allowed to go in and all of this stuff. It's
all the shit that they do, right? It's the gated communities, it's the parties they have, it's their, you know, their insane amounts of wealth. And it's like, you know, it's a party and, like, they're playing chess on one side and they're doing something else on the other. It's just weird. They're so fucking weird in LA. And they just act like it's normal. Like, this is just normal stuff. But it's normal stuff. Completely, again, it's just absurd. All of the stuff they do is absurd.
I don't know whether how realistic it is in that sense.
I feel like it is. I feel like it is. I think it is. There is a lot of truth to their rooftop parties, their weirder underground parties, their underground clubs and whatever. I think there is definitely truth. There's a lot of weird fucking people, especially out in these areas where they're, like, you know, where it's creative, right? Like, LA is supposed to be the creative space in America.
Yeah. It's so I know I've got two friends who are in Los Angeles, and they are both actors in some respect. and they're both pretty mad, I guess. One of them lives in Silver Lake, and he's never seen this film. And I keep telling him he should, because it's so weird how the parallels are, because he goes to the same bookstore, and I don't think he's quite spiritual, but I don't think he's a conspiracy kind of thing. And the other guy runs around Hollywood Hills barefoot. So
what?
Yeah.
What? Yeah, okay. And you're like, oh, are they actually weird over there? I think you got your answer.
I decided that they are quite strange. Yeah.
Also, I like the part where he goes to the bookstore and he gets the comic.
Yes.
And then he gets the Amazing Spider-Man comic, and then he wakes up the next day and it's stuck to his hand. Yeah. I thought that was brilliant, because he obviously played Spider-Man. I'm like, what does this mean? Why is there just like a Spider-Man Easter egg? I loved it. I was like, oh, it's DiCaprio
there's a lot of
point.
Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of things that I like about the just the little nods to things, you know?
Oh,
it's
yeah.
great. So basically what happens is this girl goes missing. And he just happens to go to the last bookstore. He doesn't really
know her, though. It's some mysterious woman that he's looking at through his pervy binoculars. She's got a little dog.
Notices.
Which, that also plays into everything. And then she's blasting music. The bitch with her tits out is like, oh my God, turn the music down.
Shut up.
And then... yeah, he like goes and, has a chat with her and then tries to get laid.
Of course.
And then the next day, he's like, oh yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. And she's like, yeah.
'Cause she says, come round in the afternoon.
Yeah. And then they just up and leave. Her and her two roommates. Nowhere to be found. Everything's gone.
Yeah. And the landlord's like, they just moved out. And he's like, why? That doesn't happen. Like, in the middle of the night.
And but the guy was like, gone. That's normal. Like, people do that. Like, it's not that unusual, like, people just get up and leave. And then, but Sam doesn't accept that. He's like, no, that's...
I don't accept that either.
No.
Like, honestly.
No. And obviously there's clearly a reason. Also, I like how there's, like, scattered messages and hints throughout the film. I don't know if you ever spot how there's always like 3 women.
Yes.
Like with the poster when they're like when he spends the night with her and they're watching that. I forget what the name of the film is, but it's got Marilyn Monroe and like the 2 other actors. Yeah,
it's got but she's got these dolls of that film as
she does.
And she's got the poster on the wall, and it like there's a code underneath the dolls. It's like, okay.
Yeah, but you look at that and you go, okay, sure.
Maybe they're on the same page here. Like, that's quite cool. What's going to go on here?
Yeah.
She's obsessed with that film. It turns out, because it's like she's got the dolls and everything. And his mom keeps going on about another film with. Is it Janet Gaynor?
Yes.
Which is another theme that keeps happening.
Yeah.
So it's great. There's all these themes that keep recurring. So he meets this girl, and she's like, "Yeah, just come around because my roommates are home," and they bring a fucking pirate home with them.
Well, he's not an actual pirate. He's just a guy in like Halloween dress. Pirate.
I mean. Yeah, but I don't know whether he's a pirate or not.
I doubt he's a pirate. I think he's just playing dress up.
It's LA. He could be a fucking pirate.
A pirate hipster, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, we never really get an answer on him, do we?
No, we don't get an answer to that one.
Well, that's again the theme of the film. It's like there's so many things scattered throughout the film that happen, and the messages and the hidden subliminal stuff. And it's the same thing with Sam. You're always trying to find meaning in things that might not have a meaning, do have a meaning, but it's not entirely important.
We're constantly looking for meaning in things, and that's what the guy says. It's like, we're...
Oh!
Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Hello, Keith.
He's like, yeah, I know the meaning. I need food.
I know the meaning. It's dinner time. It's not dinner time, son. You've got biscuits. Have some biscuits.
Biscuits.
One of his friends says, like, oh, we're in the generation that's raised. We're in the generation that's raised like that. You've got your video games and there's like hidden passages, there's cheat codes, there's meaning to things, and we're searching. I'm going to find the thing because I wrote it down. There's stuff with all the media that Sam consumes, right? So you've got he plays video games, old video games, Super Mario. He clearly watches a lot of movies, a lot of old movies. He listens to music. So he consumes a lot of media, and it's media that like helped form and shape him growing up. And he says, we crave mystery because there's none left. It's like everything's been discovered now. And so, of course, you're going to crave mystery because you don't have any in your life. Yeah. It's gone.
It's about meaning and whether existentialism comes into play, because he clearly is having an existential crisis.
Yes.
In his life, and he keeps trying to find meaning in things that it's not important, really.
Yeah.
In the grand scheme of things, like if all these things are really happening, which they are, like throughout the film with the women and the billionaires and the parties and whatever else. Does it matter?
It does, yeah. Does it really? Because he's just, he would rather go in and try and solve this mystery about a girl that he hardly knows.
Yeah, he doesn't know her.
He would rather do that than work and pay his rent.
Yeah. Which is where the existentialism comes into it and the absurdism, because everybody in the film acts crazy. And there's always like a, like when you see characters in a movie that are like quirky and they're like, fuck it, living my life like it's the last one. That's like the absurdism. Or like, when they're in at the end of the movie, when they're in that situation where she's, where she is and she goes, well, may as well make the best of it.
Yeah.
So they just accept it, right? Because it's like, it's absurd.
Yeah,
but they just accept it.
And it's the balloon. It's the balloon girl that says like,
her.
We've only got this short amount of life, this short time in which to enjoy ourselves, and it's just like, oh, okay, but that's not really how life is at all. So,
I had like, because when we first started watching the movie, Joe was like, "This is going to be a Quirk Chungus movie." Because
what the fuck does that mean, Joe?
Yeah, it's like a sarcastic way of saying like it's because there was tits out and there's jerking off and sex and all. But then like as the movie started to go through, he was like really liking it, and it wasn't as
that's good.
It wasn't as like shallow. As it didn't start off, but like when you don't have any like other conceptions or like any other notions of the film, you think, okay, what the fuck is going on here? But as
it kept going, be some wanky
like Drive,
Sophie. Yeah, well, you think it's going to be like the films that I have made both of you watch at certain points in time, where it's just like a really fucking dumb shit movie where like people are doing dumb fucking shit all the time,
like the Beverly Loughlin. Like
Beverly Loughlin. It didn't.
There's nothing.
Make sense.
Yeah, there's nothing going on really in that film. But like it's like aesthetically pleasing to look at, and the acting is just weird and like. But yeah, it felt like it was going to be something like that, or I didn't know where the hell it was going. But then as the film progressed and the mystery of like hidden messages and all the characters and I started to like it the more it went on.
Actually, like, oh
no, it's clever.
There's something to this.
Yeah, no, it genuinely is clever.
Yeah, and that's why I like it, because it's so weird in that way that it really like pulls a 180 on you. You think it's going to be fucking. You don't know whether to believe that it's happening or not, and there's all this, the different ideas going on. So it's like you think that he's going to keep hitting brick walls for where he's going with things.
Yeah.
But he's onto it the whole way through.
Well, like, you know, with the women and how he, like that Sarah had a band around her arm, and it was like a silver band and her name was inscripted on it. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, maybe he thinks women are dogs. Yeah. You know, because like it kind of looked like a collar or like a constricting thing of sorts.
Yeah.
Without it being too on the nose, right? Because, you know.
Yeah. And you don't know you don't know what to be thinking at any given moment in time.
Well, they keep talking about beware the dog killer. Okay. And then dogs, you know, every time
dogs are a theme.
Well, definitely, yeah. And then, you know, you walk past a pole and it's like a vigil for all the dogs that have been killed. And then there was the comic book about like if we don't kill the dogs, then people will never be happy or something like that.
People will never be happy here.
And
again.
the women bark at him as well.
There's a lot of women woofing.
Yeah.
And then there's the girl that goes missing, Sarah. She has a dog and he feeds it a treat and she's like, what kind of dog do you have? And he's like, oh, mine died recently. And he reveals later on that he just keeps dog treats in his pocket because his ex had a dog and he wanted to give the dog a treat and rub its ears and everything would be okay again. Yeah. Like everything would be fine. And so that's his sort of his hope for things.
I think that the situation with his ex pushed him into this pit that he's in.
Definitely.
Like,
I didn't realize that his ex was the girl on the billboard for a while.
Yeah. That's her. Because when he was talking to her at that party, he was like, "Oh, there's multiple billboards." So like, he's clearly sad about this relationship that he had, and the fact that he keeps the dog biscuits in the hopes that, you know, he sees her again and he can give the dog some biscuits and all that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of things indicating that things that has happened to him by the people around him have like pushed him into this headspace.
Yeah. And it's like there's a lot of subliminal. There was the theme of you know, her on the billboard is I can see clearly now. Yeah, but it's a contact lenses thing. So it's all like him trying to figure out whether he's discovering it. And another thing is like he keeps you don't know whether his dreams are real or not because he has these he has nightmares. Yeah. Like he's out walking and he follows a trail of dog biscuits and there's a woman eating a man. There's a dead dog, which is the Coca-Cola that she called him. And there's a woman in Sarah's hat and dress eating a man.
No, turns around
and it turns around and it's a guy, and then the body in two halves just disappears.
Yeah, they get pulled away at like either end. I was like, oh, okay.
It's so strange and weird. And then he wakes up, he's like, oh fuck, and he keeps having these dreams and like where she's swimming in the pool naked like Marilyn, and then she starts woofing at him. Yeah,
it's just like I think because I did a bit of research and like people think that he is the dog killer and that he's not the dog killer. There's no real deciding like, you know, that he is or he isn't. I don't think he is. I don't know.
No,
do you think he is? He well,
he's got a weird vibe.
Well, no, he's got a weird vibe, but he is violent.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. And you know that. Yeah, it's fucking great.
Yeah, so he clearly has like that scene with that guy that writes the songs, who was clearly wearing like an old man's mask. So I don't know who that was supposed to be.
So there's 3 bits where Andrew Garfield, Sam, gets incredibly over the top violent about something. Yeah. The first one is where he finds some kids that are keying cars and egging cars and stuff, and pissing on them, and the one's drawn a dick on his Mustang.
They deserved it.
he goes and he beats the shit out of a child and stuffs the eggs into his mouth. And it's like, that is way over the top in any situation. No, I know it's deserved, but like...
Little shit.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get it. It came out of nowhere because he seemed very like, you know, weird and a little eccentric or whatever, but didn't expect him to just start smashing a child's face and smashing an egg into his mouth and making him bleed. It came out of nowhere.
It was so funny.
Also, the skunk, the situation, like, I don't know what to make of that.
I really enjoyed that just because everyone keeps telling me he stinks.
Yeah.
And but then the lady at the end says, "Is that patchouli?" And he's like, "No."
Oh my God. I didn't know what to make of it. He's found
somebody that's just as fucking mad. But yeah, and then there's the second one where he finds Jesus at this chess party and he drags him off the toilet.
I hated that so much.
Yeah, and beats the shit out of him there. And then the third one where he finds the songwriter and caves his head in with a guitar.
Yeah.
And it's like way over the top violence, and it's so funny and so well shot.
It is, yeah. I agree.
He finds this comic in the last bookstore, and he's like, "Oh, I want to talk to this guy because it's really interesting." And he's like, "No." This clerk's like, "No." And it's something about killing the dog. I found it really hard to pay attention to the underlying story that this guy was writing, but he meets up with the comic guy.
What do you mean the underlying story?
Like what this guy thinks is going on in the comics. I found it really hard to listen to the comic bits, like the zines.
Yeah, I was paying attention a little bit, like the dog killer and Under the Silver Lake, which was one of them, and then the Owl's Kiss one, right? I can't remember if they were like separate comics or not. Like it was important, but
yeah, he said that it was like it was a series, so he was like, "Oh, the next one's out soon." And this and that. He goes to see this guy and he's got loads of life masks of actors and actresses on his walls.
Yeah.
And he's like, "I should get a family." And you're thinking, yeah. But then he says to leave these two because they're that important. And you're like, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
This guy is more mad than we see Sam as, because he's got cameras in his...
Yeah, like next level. Like, he's just got the money to spend on, you know, the face molds and the goon room and the cameras and whatever else he has going on.
And he says, "I got this cereal box from a collector and I believe that the map it's to scale. So it means something."
Yeah.
So they're both figuring it out together. This guy's got stuffed owls. He's got a little owl thing, and he's written about the owl's kiss. And a while later, he's dead, and they say it's a suicide. But Andrew Garfield goes in, and that does not look like a suicide. It's in his bed.
I was gonna say to you, how fucking freaky was that bitch?
Yes, a naked lady.
Bro, the way she moved.
With an owl mask. It was so good, right?
It was. She freaked me the fuck out. Especially when she ends up at Sam's house and she sticks her leg out. And I was like, oh my God, the way she freaked me out. Freaked me the fuck out. That
really was probably good acting, though.
Oh my God. That was probably the creepiest part of the film, hands down. Because it's like, what is it real? What do you mean?
Yeah, you don't know whether like what the fuck is this? What the fuck?
Well, apparently she's like, you know, because when people start clocking on to the messages and the subliminal messages, and they start knowing a little too much, she comes and snuffs them. Yeah.
And it's like, so it's real. It's like, oh my God, it's really happening.
Yeah, this is a real thing. And I'm like, what the fuck? Freaked me out. It gave me the heebie-jeebies, genuinely. Because in the comic, she looks cool. Like, freaky, but cool. But when you're seeing a human do like replicating. Oh my god, dude.
It's really good though. It's like
very
super
well done.
Yeah, because he sees it on the cameras. He doesn't see her at first. He's like going through.
Yeah.
He's going through, like, after this guy's dead. He's going through the CCTV footage and he sees her sneaking around an empty fucking house.
Yes.
And
yeah,
you're just like, oh, and she looks directly at the camera.
Oh god! Oh, so creepy, so creepy, so creepy.
Fantastic.
Yeah, yeah.
The way that it's done.
Well, because she's introduced via comic, then through footage, then in real life, and you're like, oh my god, this is so much more horrifying than I could have imagined.
You never really figure out fully who's behind everything. You're not supposed to, I think.
I think the ultimate, like, okay, spoilers, I think the ultimate thing is that, like, the rich just do a lot of, like, under the table stuff, closed door shit, secret societies, secret this, the way that they communicate with each other is through messages and subliminal messaging and all that kind of bullshit. I think that's just all it is, right?
Yeah, and it's like the guy that's been doing this, he won't say who's paying him to do it. It's like, basically, Sam is like, there's something in this. The girl's gone missing. This band's got hidden messages. I don't know whether they're connected. We'll see. Finds out that tries to figure out. He sees that there is messages in the songs. And these people are all in the same places all the time. Do you know this girl? Yes, I know her. What? How do you know? I don't know. And they're all like the same people that keep popping up in and out of the same places. And then he gets to Jesus and he's like, I didn't write those songs. They were given to me. So he finds out who wrote the songs. And this guy's been writing
everything.
Jingles, songs, films, everything. All the media that his grandparents took in, and it's hidden messages for the elite, for the 1%. And he's like, you're not supposed to, you're not the person that this is for, And so he gets really pissed off and beats him to death. And I'm like, because he's like, I wrote all the songs that your grandparents loved as well, and he really likes Kurt Cobain. He likes Nirvana, and I love the bit where he's having sex with that girl and she's looking at the poster
so much.
Do you not like looking at Andrew Garfield's ass?
Not really. It was just such a, like, I don't mind sex scenes, but like that was just so bizarre. You know what I mean? It was
bizarre. They had the telly on, and it was just like clinical. She was like just talking.
She was
just like talking to him. She was like, "I like your poster." He was like, "I got it signed recently," and it's like, dude, he died in 1994.
Yeah, like, what do you mean it got signed recently? And then the fucking news report about that other billionaire
that died.
Yeah.
And he's missing. And he's like, "Oh, that's weird," but then he just comes.
Well, yeah, they're both watching it, and they're both like, still banging, and I'm like, oh, geez, Louise, can we fast forward this one? Also, so there was, because again, I went down like a rabbit hole, and the guy in the video that I was watching said that Sam and Sarah together means samsara, and it means aimless wandering.
Wow.
Yeah, so their names put together means samsara.
I mean, that is pretty fucking cool.
That's fucking amazing. And also, the guy in the video said that Sam thinks he's special because he can find meaning in media that shaped him.
Yes.
Like, throughout his life. Because that's what we do, right? We try to find meaning in music and TV and movies and all that kind of shit. And he also said something about how, Sarah is like the manic pixie girl of his dream.
Yeah,
like
the manic pixie dream girl. Yeah. That he's like, oh, I found the one that I can relate to.
Yeah. Yeah. I love movies that do that. Because
Yes.
again, I'm a person that like I don't mind senselessness and like if something doesn't have meaning and stuff like that. But I do gravitate towards things that do have meaning. Yeah, and like because I think it's clever. I like because it shows that the writer and director have really put in the work to flesh out the scenes, the actors, the hidden meanings, the hidden subliminal. Like it's clever stuff. I respect that. But there's nothing wrong with like the senselessness and just like something being.
Well,
it
like
is what it is.
Flynn, it is what it is. It doesn't mean anything. It's like we don't need to find meaning in everything. And I think like our podcast in general is that we discuss things and we try to find meaning behind things because it's like, oh, we can pick it apart, we can figure things out. But sometimes there's
beautiful though.
Yeah, sometimes there is nothing, and that's fine. I'm fine with that too. And it's like there is a lot of very poignant parts in this, and it's like art in this context, art has no other meaning. It has a very evil meaning behind it, and people just take it in and enjoy it, and they try and fit their own meanings to it. And really, it's not for them at all. It's not for you. It's not for you. It's for somebody else.
It's supposedly for the elite.
Yeah.
But it's all the subliminal messages that is probably for everybody, which is like, like with subliminal messages, like what's that movie that with the glasses? Where he puts in the glasses.
They live. That's
they
the
live.
one. That's the,
so I think there's definitely elements of that. Like, because the guy that he was talking to at his house was showing him adverts about how there's subliminal messages in everything, like from food adverts to car adverts to smoking adverts, and a lot of them are sexual.
Yes, yeah. And it a lot, so many of it is, it's like degrading to women. A lot of this whole film.
Well, that's LA as well. Yeah. Women are just sexualized, used, abused. Like they're like those two girls that are in that indie film. They'll do a film, but then like their day job is, or their night job or whatever. She's like, oh, it's expensive in LA. And he's like, yeah, I know. And they end up being prostitutes and you know, escorts.
And at the party on the rooftop, there's a girl in the the lady that like in World War II, the women would she was in like, what's that? You'll know this better than I do. I think it's like Rosie, World War II woman poster. You know the poster.
Oh, the woman that likes that. Yeah, the You Can Do It.
Rosie
woman,
Riveter. Rosie the Riveter. She's in that sort of World War II dress
attire,
and she's talking about. Yeah, she's talking about. I can't remember what even she was talking about, but I only clocked it that she was saying stuff that was
she was
like
reciting something. Yeah,
but it was to do with like women not being equal or something. I can't even fucking remember. Cannot even fucking remember.
So You Can Do It. You encourage or motivate someone, particularly the character Sam, played by Andrew Garfield. More detailed, the phrase. I mean, I don't know. Was it like specifically for him? Because maybe it was. Because it says here, used to inspire Sam, who's struggling with a variety of issues, including his difficult relationships, the mysterious disappearance of Sarah, and the strange happenings he witnesses in LA.
Yeah.
But,
there's the lady on, in the rooftop party.
Yes.
At Purgatory. And there's the lady that's walking around. She's saying something, but then she starts saying 3333333. And it's so weird. And it's like...
Well, the lady dressed like...
Yeah, dressed out of place, completely out of place.
Okay.
She's saying something about... She's reciting something about it, about women not... And then she starts saying 333, and I'm thinking, what the fuck?
What the fuck? again, it's just one of those things. It's like, what does the hell
What
does this mean?
Does it mean anything? We don't know. And that I love that particular, like, that scene is one of my favorites because there's all these glamorous women around and she's just there standing out, and he's handed a pin at the start.
Yeah.
And it's because
there's
because there's a girl there covered in balloons doing this dance. And I love the way that he throws the pin away after she's done.
Because all the balloons have been popped, right?
Yeah, but it's like the cheeky way that he throws this pin.
I know. It's so funny.
It's cute.
Yeah.
He manages to play this part so well.
He does, yeah. He's a little quirky. I do like Andrew Garfield. He's a good actor.
I do. I mean, this was the one that sold me on it. I didn't know that he was half British.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
He's been doing Sky TV adverts recently.
Oh, okay.
As well.
Didn't know that, but yeah, I know he's British. I saw him. He's in a lot. He's
he's in a lot.
He's in like Hacksaw Ridge, which he was really good in. What else has he been in? Like obviously Spider-Man, which you don't really have love for, but
I have no love for.
He's in Click Click Boom.
I don't know what it is.
He plays like some famous Jonathan Larson. He's like a famous like musician of sorts. Not a bad film. Bit weird, but it's all right. But yeah, he's good.
Yeah, no, I think he plays this part so well because he's just this dozy guy.
Yeah.
And he's just like really leaning into the fact that he's got nothing going on. He's just whatever.
Well, that's just life though, isn't it? Like when you have things in life that give you meaning, or you're in a relationship and you find meaning in your passions, your media, your art, your girlfriend, boyfriend, your family relationships, like that stuff is what gives you meaning. And when you lose those things, you become lost, right? Yeah. You start questioning your worldview in general because you think, what's the point?
And you go through these existential phases, right? And I've been in that existential phase for a while. And I've been trying to find the things that make me happy in it.
Well, because
in this world.
Yeah, because it's like, what is the point? That's what existential is. It's like, well, nihilism is more so that, because nihilism is like, what's the point? I'm going to off myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in a way, that's very freeing because there is no.
Yeah, I get it, but like you got point A to point B, which is point A, birth, point B, death, whenever that is, right?
Yeah.
So their whole worldview or viewpoint is like, what's the point of, what's that quote? Do I drink a coffee or kill myself? It's like, what's the point, right? And like, I was looking at like a lot of the like ideologies and philosophies like Camus and Nietzsche and all that kind of shit. And like with existentialism in general, it's like, what is the point? Really, because we're gonna die eventually. Do you just make the most of it? Like life, if you really think about it, life is absurd.
It's very absurd.
Is fucking like what the fuck? Like we can go to a place and watch a movie. We watch other people do and perform, on a screen, and we go and we'll play games or we'll film. So like that is nuts. If you really boil it down, it's fucking nuts, right?
And it's like. I'm always. This is exactly what I've been thinking, and it's one of those things. It's not a bad thing.
No, it's not a bad thing. That's just life,
Yep.
That's what you do.
Like, it doesn't matter, and that's. I like the way that this podcast stopped being so much about a movie. We're just like philosophy now.
That's why I like this movie because it's the whole point of the movie. It's all of these philosophies bundled into one, and I like that it can make you think like that.
Yeah. It's the fact that, like, I don't find a lot of meaning in life anymore because it's very free. It's you go through ego death. Have you experienced ego death, G?
I don't really know what ego. Like, I do and I don't know what it is. Like, maybe roughly, but what? How would you describe it?
So, basically, whenever I've been through it a few times when I've had a very bad mental health crisis, and it's like you lose your sense of self. Yeah. It's like your soul is completely torn asunder from your body. You are not within your body anymore. You realize that nothing matters, and people, you realize your own meaning in life after that, and it's definitely not about you. Right. It's like I go through every time I've been through like serotonin syndrome and like really bad panic phases, and it's just like, oh my god, what is this world? What is this life? What am I doing? Yeah. And I just go, you know what? I'm just here to make other people's lives a little bit better if I can, right? And there is no real meaning to it, which is the core of this stupid film.
No, it's true, because it's like, like we're put on this earth, we're in like a tiny little speck in a vast galaxy, solar system. Like, we don't know of any other life. We haven't like reached out to any other planets that have life on them. But in the grand scheme of things, we are just like tiny little specks of dust.
Yep.
On this planet, and nobody is like, you've got people who do really important things, don't get me wrong, like people who cure cancer, do cancer research and find medicine.
That is so important.
That stuff is like really life-changing shit, right? And I think that is just incredible.
And especially because it's like we as the human race itself is a very strangely insignificant thing in the grand scheme of the universe and stuff. So just make the most of it. But the point of like trying to cure cancer, trying to make people's lives better is so that they can enjoy the time on this planet that they have anyway.
But that is just incredible, because there's so much sacrifice there. Right?
Yeah, so much.
To sacrifice your time, energy, money, relationship, whatever to dedicate yourself to researching these diseases that need to be cured, or like Alzheimer's or cancer or breast cancer, like whatever it is, that's incredible. And I think those people are what I would deem as that's important. I think that they're an important person.
Yes.
But I think like they are put on this earth to make life better, or to try to make life better for other people. And then you've got like people who just do ordinary stuff. But again, like someone like me, I'm not a groundbreaking, important, life-changing person. I'm just a person.
But now here's the thing, G. You are a groundbreaking and life-changing person for a lot of different reasons. And a lot of people, like everybody is, because I know that it sounds stupid. You make content. Your job is to do content, right?
Yeah.
And you stream and you make videos and you do this podcast. I take
pride in that. I do. I really do.
It's because you make people's days better. You're somebody's favorite streamer.
Yeah, no,
you're Adsy Padsy's favorite streamer.
No, for sure. Like I completely understand that aspect of things where you make somebody happy with your content, or just being in their life.
It's just a tiny. It's this very one person is still a lot to change something for.
100%, because that is the meaning of. For me, the meaning of life is the people that you have around you, the relationships that you have, and how they impact you, and how they love you, and how they take care of you, and you for them. And, because like when you have like things that shake your worldview, like when I lost my mom, that's earth shattering. That's a
horrible.
person that brought you into this world and they're no longer here anymore. And, you know, that can really shake your worldview and how you perceive what's important and what's not important.
Yeah.
Because when things happen to you like that, that's what those things do shape you, right?
They do. And it's like I see these things happening to other people, and it's like that shakes my worldview as well, because it's like, holy shit, you know, I realize what's important to me at the same time.
Yeah. And I think life is very short.
It's so short, and we're just trying to make the most of it as we go, and we find our meaning in that, and it's great.
Yeah, it takes a while, but like, you know, obviously experiences in life and the people you're exposed to, etc., etc., and the things that happen to you will teach you a lot about how to deal and cope and accept things that happen. Like when I say I'm not a groundbreaking, you know, person of whatever, it's not that I think less of myself, but you know, I also don't like people who think that they're better than other people because of whatever they do. Like as a content creator, like say if somebody has a large following and then they look down on people who are like not like them or not at the same level as them. But in reality, you're just a person.
Yeah.
You know, you're not better than anyone else. You're not, you know, like...
We should all be working together in the same direction, you know, and that is making people's lives better in any respect.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's not constructive in any capacity to be negative or... Like, obviously, we're human. Nobody's perfect. Yeah. You know, we all have human urges, which is, again, part of this film. It's... nobody can be perfect in that regard. But I think, yeah, the older you get and the more things happen to you, good or bad, they shape you. And I'm grateful for a lot of the good and the bad. Because it does teach you, like, I've learned and been told so much that, like, to not let things affect me as deeply as, because it doesn't matter. A lot of stuff that is like the irreversible stuff, like losing my mum, I have no control over that. But the stuff that you have control over, you know, you shouldn't let it affect you, because a lot of stuff is very insignificant in the grand scheme of things, right?
Definitely. And that's exactly it. I'm trying to make the most of every little thing, but we don't need to go and find, because even if you do find the meaning at the end of, in this film, he finds out where she's gone. He finds out what's going on, that there's this conspiracy theory of like one guy, like the elite, passing messages to one another. Then what? So what? It makes no difference.
That's exactly what I was saying to Joe. I was like, what? So what have you, how does this change anything for you?
Yeah, it makes no difference. And it's like, that is a way that I tend to look at things anyway. It's like, well, if I find myself getting like envious of somebody, it's like, well, does that actually change my life?
Exactly.
No.
I was saying the same thing. You're exactly on the point right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like anything other people do, does it change? Does it impact me in any capacity? And if it does impact me at all, it's like, well, does it matter? You know? And it's like, I bet you're the same in like when you interact with everybody on a daily basis. You know, there are some people that they're just shits in a shop. They're just bitching and moaning, constantly fucking whinge and blaming people and yelling at customer service people. It's like, I try to make that person's day a little bit easier and a little bit better. And it costs you nothing to just be nice. But like, I've also come to the other end of that, where I'm very like, I try to be nice and treat people how I want to be treated, but that's also the whole like people pleasing element. But I've pulled away from that thinking, because as much as I try to understand that a person might be having a bad day and they may be acting out of character or whatever,
it's also not my responsibility.
Oh, yeah.
It's not always 100%. On me to try to take the high road or to try to see things from their perspective, because I do it a lot and I understand that everyone has their off days and bad days and whatever. But like with a guy, like I used to say sorry or, oh, you know, and like try to make things better. Like a guy, like an Uber driver was like rude and, you know, kind of would like make snide remarks or be a bit abrasive. And like a few years ago, I'd be like, oh, sorry or whatever, be apologetic. Like I'd done nothing wrong. But now I'm like, no, like, fuck you. I don't deserve to be like spoken to like this, or I don't deserve to be treated like this. Like if you're having
have to stand up for yourself in these instances, because it's like you can't just let it. Some people do need that like reality check.
Yeah, 100%.
And that's another way of impacting the world to try and make it a little bit better. And you don't have to go out of your way and say.
Pick your battles.
Yeah, you don't have to go out of your way and say, you are a fucking wanker, you piece of shit, I hate you, I'm going to leave you a bad review, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. You don't have to be like, just say, oh, I'm like, what's troubling you? Like, you know, when you get shitty comments on things, I don't respond with vitriol. I say, come on, like, what's this about? You don't have to be angry about it.
If you really boil it down, so if we ever get, like in the beginning it used to affect me. Now, don't give a fuck. Because if you boil it down, if somebody leaves a negative comment on a YouTube video that we're in, or on the podcast, or whatever it is, whatever content that we've put out there, and they've said something like not constructive, but just like mean, they don't know us.
No,
they don't know. They've not met us. They don't know us. The only information they have is the hearing us in a video and listening to how we talk, but they don't know us personally. So I'm not going to take it personal when somebody is saying a nasty thing about me, because they don't know me and I don't know them, and I don't want to know them if they're going to be nasty. And it doesn't matter, because we're never going to meet. And if you're going to be nasty, great. I'm never going to meet you, never going to want to meet you, never going to want to know you. That's on them. That's not on me.
Definitely. And again, that's quite freeing in itself.
It is.
It's like, what? I mean,
why would you take it personally? Like, if they have said something about if they say something negative and it's like, is it true? No, of course it's not true.
They don't know you or the truth. And it's like, you can try and correct them, but
it's a lost cause.
Yeah, like you can try and correct people until you're blue in the face, but some people don't want to hear that truth, and that's fine. You know, you can't change some people's mind if they're that convinced. It's
how many times did we go through it? Like, I'm not going to bring it up, but like we've tried to convince people of X, Y, and Z over the years for certain things.
Yeah,
and they'll never see, and sometimes they just want that reaction, right? They want you to notice them, comment, and then they get that satisfaction that they got a rise out of you. So no, I refuse to do that.
You refuse to be a part of that, and that's fine, because again, that's making your life that much easier, that much better. It's like we don't exactly need that.
It's insignificant, and your self-worth and who you are is not.
It's not dictated
by some guy who's never met you, doesn't know anything, nothing about you. So not taking any of that seriously. If you want to be nice, I'm not saying people shouldn't have any constructive criticism on certain things if, you know, the quality of a video.
The key word is constructive.
Constructive, yeah. So, but if you're just being nasty for the sake of being nasty, then you're a different kind of person that I do not want to have any dealings with.
Yeah. Life is much too short for this sort of crap. And, you know, in this film, Andrew Garfield's finding his own meanings in things, and that's fine for him. Well done.
Yeah, but again, it's just so pointless, really. But it's entertaining as a viewer to watch this movie, to be like, what the frick? Is he nuts? Is he paranoid? Is this actually happening? Is the 1% actually doing this stuff? It's very entertaining.
It is. And the way that it keeps you swept up and going and something. And I did like so when he's talking to the girl that he's fucking, and he's
Which
like,
one?
oh, you think the one, the regular one, the actress, and he's telling her about like, oh, there's all these secret messages, and that's what the papers next to my bed were, and he's like, oh, you think that's weird? And she said, he said, you think that they know, you don't think that they know something we don't? And she says, like, good restaurants maybe. Like, she's completely oblivious and happy about it. And and it's like, I'm just figuring out, like, there's the, do you remember there's the hobo codes that
oh my god, I love
as well.
that shit so much. Like, it's so crazy good, because I think it's like, I've seen it in like a TV show and in movies before about the hobo code and like the different symbols and what they mean.
Yeah.
Like, I remember seeing it in Mad Men.
I saw it in, there was a Modern Rogue video. I used to watch the Modern Rogue, which was like a YouTube channel that would cover things like that. And it was I love that sort of thing, and it's like this code that is just known across the country by homeless people.
Yeah.
To convey a message. It was like, keep quiet, keep your mouth shut.
Yeah.
And he keeps the booklet on him the whole time then.
Yeah, because he runs into like the homeless king or whatever.
Yeah, he does, the homeless king.
Yeah.
I love when he's solving these things though. You've got a montage of
he's so
himself.
like happy in himself and like so chuffed that he's like figured it out, because some of these like are just like, so
oh, what the fuck does that mean?
Yeah, like
I love the way that he's like, oh, I've got it, but what the fuck?
yeah, he's like, oh my god, I've cracked it, but like, what is this? What good
am I gonna
does
do with
this?
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's so like satisfying, but also like, what in the absolute fuck? Also, you know the fireworks at the beginning when they're outside? Yeah. Apparently in Morse code that spells ascend now.
Oh my fucking god.
Isn't that nuts?
Are you serious? That's amazing.
When I saw that, I was like, no fucking way.
That's so good.
There's probably so much of that littered throughout.
She was like really concentrating on the fireworks.
Yeah, and he's looking up and she's looking up, and she like, you can see a shift in her.
Yeah, she doesn't move. And he's like, oh, okay.
And also, so the codes with the dolls.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that leads to the canyon where they're the tomb.
Oh, right.
So the code, those are the coordinates to the actual.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
And also, and like obviously the posters with the three women, and the theme of always with the three women.
Three women.
So rich men marrying or being with three hot babes, you know, and taking them into the tombs, which is what the rich are doing apparently. Spoiler alert, but.
And it's like, this is something that only the rich people can do.
Yeah. They think that they're going to ascend into another fucking plane of reality or some shit. I don't bloody know.
The writing, the thought that's gone into all of this it's
crazy.
Astounding, right?
Yeah.
Everything has something in it behind it. And it's like the fact that people have gone into the details this much exactly as they wanted them to.
Yeah. Yeah. It's impressive, genuinely, because like I said to you, it shows that it's thought out and discussed, and you know, it's really impressive. Like when he was talking to Sarah in the end in the bunker, you know, they're in the background, the guy with the two girls, and on the TV there's a movie playing with like a little dog and something of some, like there's always, in every scene there's always something that's alluding to something else.
Yes.
And I love that stuff. I think it's clever and commendable because it shows that they've actually thought about this stuff, which is why I was really surprised when I saw the rating that this movie has. Because was thinking, oh, okay, maybe it's like a little artsy fartsy or whatever, and it tries to hit home a message but doesn't quite land. Like the execution is not. But I honestly really do think that it landed. Whatever they were trying to tell, they executed it very well. And I'm very sad that it has a...
I think it was very confusing for people to try and understand, and it didn't do as well. And it's got more of a... I think it's got more of a cult following, but it's like, did you even hear anybody talking about it at the time?
No, I don't think so. Because it was before COVID.
Yeah, it was before COVID, but it was one of those things that was... It's got, like, people... I can't remember who even made me watch it. But I remember going, oh, disaster piece. I know the music, and I was a bit like, oh, it's a really long movie, and I don't really know about it. And it's like, Andrew Garfield, I don't really give a shit. And then, then I watched it, and I was like, holy shit, I get it now. Yeah, no,
it's. I love when a movie is capable of doing that. It's very clever. And sometimes I don't give like modern day movies enough of a chance at times, because I think that the magic and the intelligence of some of what made a lot of older films really good has been lost. But films like this gives me hope that
there is still good filmmakers.
There is still good filmmakers. There's still some good writers. And when you see and consume so much slop, it really just, like with horror movies, right? Like,
there's some fucking shit. It's all like gore porn. And...
Yeah. And it's just like, it's fine. I'm not saying it's bad or anything like that, but I watched Heretic.
It's lazy.
It is lazy. Did you probably haven't seen it? Heretic, the one with what's his name? Hugh Grant.
I haven't seen it, no.
So I had fairly, not high hopes, but it started off interesting. It started off well, and then it just plateaus. And it just goes down. I'm just like, oh, fucking, like it has so much potential. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, this film genuinely very clever. The acting is great. The filming, the shots, the music, everything. It's just and so much happens as well.
It doesn't. The pacing is good. I don't find myself getting bored, which is incredible because
for a 2-hour 15 movie, that's impressive.
Yeah, it's very impressive because it's like, oh, I think you get inundated with a lot of information very quickly. But it keeps going. That pace keeps going, and it's like, oh, okay, I get it, and it doesn't give you too much time to sit and think about it, except for the dance scene where he's dancing to REM in the club. That didn't need to go on as long as it did. No,
it didn't. There are some scenes that get dragged out, and I'm thinking, okay, just fucking get on with it. But yeah, there's like, I don't know, there's a lot of like graveyard imagery.
Yep. So he goes to the secret show of the band, and he's invited, and he's given a cookie to get in, and she's like, you have to, don't eat it, don't break any bits off, you have to bring it, and in full. His biscuit's got 76 written on it, and he takes a bite. He's like, can't let you in until you take a bite, and he eats the whole fucking thing.
Yeah, just shoves it all in his mouth.
And then he gets into this crypt with the balloon girl talking about it. He's like, I love this song, and then he starts tripping balls because there's something in the cookie that's fucked him up.
Yeah. Well, because he keeps waking up like he's coming out of a fugue state a lot of the time as well, which is also very confusing and, contributes to this. Is he paranoid? Is he schizophrenic type deal with, because there's a lot of really crazy shit that happens in this movie, especially when he caves in that songwriter's head. and you think,
yeah.
what the
Did you enjoy it? Did you enjoy that?
Yeah, I liked that whole scene because I thought it was, because there's like so many ways in which that scene could be really told terribly. And the way that the songwriter kept playing the piano.
He never stopped playing, did he?
No, and it was like one song after another. And he kept talking during it as well, giving his dialogue. And I thought, this is so fascinating.
Yeah.
Genuinely, like very well shot.
It's really good.
Yeah. So yeah, I think they executed a lot very well.
Yeah. It was I loved it. I mean, it made me think, and obviously I've seen it before. But,
yeah.
But it didn't stop me from enjoying it at all. You know?
Yeah.
It was like,
well, because it's probably like when I've watched The Prestige, I've seen it so many times before. So I already know things. I already have ideas in my head and I know the twists and turns. Yeah. So I'm on the end now where I don't know anything and you know stuff. So did you feel like it was different?
Yeah. I mean, because I paid attention and I made notes and I knew the vibe of what was going to happen, obviously. Like I knew sort of like vaguely the things that were going on back there, but I didn't. It's like I actually took the time to really focus on what was happening in this time, and so there was a lot of stuff that jumped out at me, like all the hidden messages of everything was one of the things. I was like actually trying to pay attention to what was being said, like discreetly. Because I only remember, that I'm really bad at remembering stuff anyway.
I weirdly, like I said, like I didn't take that many notes, which is strange because I usually do take quite a lot of notes. And it's a film where you do kind of need to take notes, but you also need to really pay attention to what's happening. Yeah. And I found it really weird that I wasn't taking loads of notes, but I think I was really engrossed in the film and I was paying full attention and trying to spot stuff because like when I realized that it's a film that you really do need to take in what's happening, I was like locked in. Yeah,
you do get locked in. That's really good. It's really good fun to be locked in, and I was taking notes because I had the freedom because I'd seen it before and I knew kind of what was happening, and it's like, okay, I want to sort of get the gist of what's happening again a little bit, but not lose myself in taking notes. So yeah, it was. I mean, obviously, I think it's a great film because I wouldn't have put it on my list otherwise.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think it's really good, and I'm like glad that we watched it. And again, like, yeah, it's a long film and a lot happens in it, but I've seen long films where it's packed with nothing.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's like, so what the fuck are you doing for the 2 hours? But genuinely, so much happens. There's like, he meets with so many people, he talks with so many people, but it doesn't feel super overwhelming. And he goes loads of places and there's like a breadcrumb trail. It's, I think, like structured really well.
It's really well structured, and I'm glad to hear you say that because obviously, it's there's so much to take in. I was like concerned that it would be too much.
No, I like and appreciate, again, like I said, I think it's very smart. The acting is great. The themes that it's trying to perpetuate, I vibe with.
You got it. You vibe with that.
Yeah. And I think it did a really good job. I was very surprised because I didn't know what direction it was going when I first started watching it. And a lot of films that do try to be, arty-farty smart don't land. Don't stick the landing or don't stick a lot of things.
Yeah, it can struggle because it can be really like, it's just too pretentious, and this one it was sort of it was easier to digest, which is which is good.
Yeah, no, it was. It really was. And I like films that keep you guessing and keep you going, what the hell? Could it mean this? Could it mean that? And there's obviously a lot of open to interpretation, you know, what you interpret the owl lady to be, right? She could mean a whole number of things.
Yeah.
She could be anything,
could
really.
Yeah, there's like, and you never really get any answers.
No.
And I'm fine with that too.
I kind of like the idea that she is, you know, a woman that goes in and just sort of snuffs people out if they're getting close to the truth. She's just like an
assassin.
Yeah, she could be that, or she could be more closely related to the money thing.
Yeah.
I think I saw somebody say it's like more related to like money troubles, maybe. But again, it could be a whole number of things. And I like that.
I like that. And I also like the fact that it's like, so we don't figure anything out. But it's like this cult thing, right? They're doing it in a very pretentious way. She didn't have to be dressed as a fucking owl. You don't have to dress as an owl, G.
Well, you know, was she dressed as an owl or was she a genuine mythical creature?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's like you try and work it out because it does make you think. It's like, hang on, what is she? What's going on? Like,
yeah. Is she like an assassin sent by the rich? Is she like what the hell is she? Again, I like the mystery of it. I need some interpretation. I can't just go, she is what it is. Like, it is what it is. I like that there's some interpretation. But yeah, the dog killer thing still is a mystery to me.
It was a bit of a red herring, wasn't it? Like,
it was, because, you know, I kept thinking that he hates women or he has something against women and he's going around killing. He thinks women are bitches.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I mean, that's literally like could mean that.
Yeah, and you know, the thing with the bands and the names of the women inscripted and how sexualized the women are, and then the coyotes as well. Yes,
follow the coyotes. Everything had a little bit of meaning in there, and that was really nice.
Yeah, I saw the video I was watching said that the coyotes are like effigies and apparently they represent the elite, supposedly, and dogs are like the more everyday person, maybe.
I see. Yeah.
Yeah. Who bloody knows? But that's why I like this kind of stuff, because whether or not it's the actual meaning or the author or the creator's intended meaning, I like the interpretation.
Yeah, I do. It's an interesting sort of look into everything, isn't it? It's an interesting way, because I think everybody's going to interpret the film in their own way as well. Like, there's no set way of saying, well, this is what this means and this is what that means, because that's the whole point of this thing, is like, there is no real meaning. Yeah, exactly. It's not for you to understand.
Well, yeah, you're gonna find meaning in all sort of things that's happening throughout the film, through the music, and there's so many things that are throughout. But again, the whole point is that there's so many messages, subliminal messages, hidden meanings. And it's like, does it matter? That's the whole point. It doesn't matter. Because right at the end of the film, when he accepts what happens with Sarah, that she's in the bunker and she's like, it is what it is, make the best of it, etc., etc. It shows him in a moment of acceptance that he is not going to try to find meaning in things because it's not important. It really doesn't matter. But then when he goes to his neighbor's house and he fucks his neighbor with the tits out, and then the parrot starts saying something and you can't understand what the parrot is saying, and then he starts going, what's it saying?
Yeah, and she's like, I don't know.
She's like, I don't know.
Why is it saying Oliver?
I don't know what the hell it was saying. I couldn't figure it out.
It was saying Oliver, but I it's like, again, like, you never find that out, so does it matter?
What was the parrot saying in Under the Silver Lake? Let's see what
it
people
sounded
think.
like Oliver. Oliver.
Somebody said that apparently the bird might have been saying always look up.
Maybe.
Yeah. The woman in the silent movie, that's all. Oh, yeah, she says never look down, always look up. In that silent movie that I was watching. Does.
Yeah, because that was the Janet Gaynor one. And there was a painting that was done by Janet Gaynor as well. He wakes up on Janet Gaynor's grave.
Yeah, and I think
it's all pointing the same way. Have you ever had any experiences where weird shit like that happens and everything coincides into like, oh, wow, what?
I think because when your mind is thinking about something, you start to then pay attention to those certain things. If that's what you mean. Like if something's like on...
Is it called the Bader-Meinhof?
Bader-Meinhof complex.
Is that it? Or it's something like... There's something where you see something and then it appears all over the place.
Well, the Bader-Meinhof complex is a German terrorist group.
Okay, maybe it's not... Oh, no.
And it's a movie, apparently?
The Bader-Meinhof effect. Cognitive bias, where after learning something new, it seems to appear more frequently than it actually does. This isn't because the thing is actually more prevalent, but because your awareness of it has increased, making you more likely to notice it.
Yeah, exactly right.
The frequency illusion.
Yeah, no, it's always been there. It's just you start to, because of whatever reason, it's just you're more aware of it now.
Yeah.
It's the same with like actors. It's like these actors and things have always been there this whole time. And then you're like, you watch more and more films and you're like, oh wait, that's that person from this, or that's that person from that. Oh my God, that actor's in this, and I didn't realize this whole time. You know what I mean? It's just the more you become aware of it, you're like, holy shit. But they've been there the whole time, you know?
It's I find that really interesting as well. Like that sort of thing, because it keeps happening. It does happen, and it's like, oh, the Mandela effect, you know. People are like, certain things are happening, and it's like, oh, it's happened. It actually, no, that didn't happen like that. It was different. And it's like, no, it's just your own perception of it.
Oh, like that happened in Black Mirror recently.
Ah,
yeah, there was an episode where. But the Netflix released 2 versions of that episode.
Oh, did they? That's so funny.
That is funny because in the show she was like, no, it's this. It's spelt like this, or it's said like this, and then they were like, no, it's always been like this. And then they Google it, and then it's what they're saying and not what she's saying. But then, like it's a whole like plot point of that. But I kind of like that they released 2 versions to like throw really people off.
That's so clever.
That is clever. I kind of respect it. I respect it.
Yeah, definitely. But it's everything is its own thing, and I love that. I mean, I'm glad that you enjoyed this film, both of you.
Yeah, no, I didn't expect Joe to. But he started to, because at the end I was like, oh, what did you think? And he was like, yeah, really good. And like, he likes...
That's something.
Yeah, he's hard to please, like in general. And so I was like happy that by the end of it, he was like, you know, this is really good. Because he likes philosophical stuff and like... Yeah,
he's a cerebral person, is Joey. So.
Yeah, because if it wasn't for him, I don't think I would have clocked on too much about like all the other you know, like the absurdism and the nihilism and the existential stuff, probably a bit, but not as in depth. So but this is what I like about this stuff, is that you get to hear people's interpretations of these things, and you're like, holy shit, I didn't even clock on, or I didn't realize, or that's an interesting interpretation. And it gets people talking. Again,
it does.
It's pointless. All of this is pointless, but it's great. I'm fulfilled because it's given me. Yeah, it's a nice film to have watched, and I'm grateful for it. I'm glad.
And I mean, obviously, we didn't go into too much depth because it is impossible to. We can't.
Yeah, really. If we were to break it down scene by scene and go through the film chronologically, we would end up probably with a very long episode. Which I don't see anything wrong with that, but I kind of did just the free flow.
Yeah, and I think that I want people to experience it and enjoy it themselves as well, because it's such a surreal.
It's something you have to experience for yourself, I think.
Definitely. And I think everybody should I really would like people to.
Yeah.
It's something... I mean, I'm glad that you experienced it, because that's exactly the sort of thing this is the sort of thing I wanted to talk about. It's so weird and interesting.
Yeah. I love films that can do this. And I think when a director can tick so many boxes, like the way a film is shot, I loved the way it was shot. I loved a lot of the shots in it. The music, the vibe, the neo-noir vibe of certain scenes. Oh my God. Yeah. And like the writing and like the subliminal messages in the clothing they were wearing.
Everything had something in it, didn't it?
Yeah, and I
that was...
love that so much, because again, it just shows that it was well thought out. Yes. You know, and they really cared about what they were making, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it really does show. It's like that this is important to people. Like that they wanted it to be represented in a certain way. Yeah. Wanted it to make people think.
Yeah.
And there's so much that went into all of it.
Yeah, which is a bit of a shame that, you know, it didn't do as well.
Yeah.
And it didn't get the recognition it probably does deserve.
Definitely.
I just find it funny that, like, that guy that was with the 3 women with Sarah in the bunker in the end, he was alive this whole time.
Yeah.
But he just faked his death, and his family are all like, you know, what the hell, where, you know, what happened? Like, because I think, that he went up. He didn't want to take.
Yeah, he didn't want to take his family with him.
No, he just wanted to go with 3 young babes, and, you know,
because who wouldn't, you know?
It's just so. It's crazy. You know what I mean? Like, the whole concept, it's just so nuts. It's like, you're so rich that, you know, you get these 3 young girls to go in a bunker with you, and you're caved in and you can't escape, and then you think you're going to ascend into another plane of existence or something. It's like, what the fuck are you on about?
This is them thinking they're more important. Again, it's like they are above everybody else. They're ascending.
If that's what they're doing, great. Good. Go in a bunker and fucking...
fuck off.
Yeah, snuff yourself out because you think you're going to ascend onto another plane. Great. That stuff is not the stuff that I have a problem with. Like, if they're doing, like, weird shit like that to themselves, have a great time. Yeah, it's the other stuff that I have a problem with. It's the whole rich people having their hand in cookie jars in politics and government to affect laws that affect the small people. Yeah, that's where a lot of people have a problem, right?
Definitely.
That stuff I, you know, have an issue with. But if fucking weirdo celebrities are doing weird shit to themselves with all their insane wads of cash, you know, great. Sure. Have a great time.
Knock yourselves out, guys.
But yeah, it's him finding out that celebrities and like rich people are doing this kind of weird stuff. It's like, yeah, it's weird, but it has no impact on your life, and it's meaningless. There's no meaning. But yeah, great film,
good film, great laugh, and I mean, obviously, it's been a little bit different to normal, but we like that. We like switching things up occasionally.
No, I want more. That's what this is about. This kind of stuff. I think it's just incredible. Really,
it is amazing. Like, I have fun watching it. This is the sort of film like I like talking to people about as well.
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah, I wholeheartedly agree.
So, what would you do? You want to do ratings now, or do you want to talk more about the box office and actually the reception of?
Yeah, we can do. So budget was 8.5 million. And sadly,
which isn't a lot.
No, it's not. And like, it's weird because I would have expected it to be a lot higher with considering all the stuff that was jam packed into the movie itself.
Yeah.
But the box office sadly was only 2.5 million.
Oh,
it was very sad.
It is, because I think it's I mean, I just think it's my kind of movie, honestly. Like, and I think that at least, hopefully, there will be other people that enjoy it and it gets that cult following a bit more.
Yeah, I think It Follows has... I think this might have a cult following, but I think It Follows has a cult following.
Definitely. That is such a strange film. I do like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm glad that you and I'm glad Joe enjoyed it as well, because obviously,
yeah,
I don't want to leave him out of this.
No, I was like, oh, look at this, because we like thriller and mystery and stuff. So this just seemed like it ticked a lot of boxes. And it's nice when a film like this, because, you know, I didn't see any trailers or anything like that. But
it's completely unknown in a lot of respects, isn't it?
No, it is, because there's a lot of movies that are kind of similar to this in the sense that it's like a neo-noir mystery thriller type of deal. And I've seen trailers for them like Nightcrawler or Nocturnal Animals, and you think, fucking hell, this looks really cool. This looks all like Drive, you know?
Yeah.
This looks cool.
Drive
this
looks great.
Yeah, it looks mysterious and thrilling and wow, what's going to happen here? And they were just all phenomenal, fucking breathtaking disappointments because I don't know, I think trailers can be very detrimental. Yes,
they can. And especially these days, and I can go on and on and on about trailers because I have a thing, like, I love trailers. I found so many good films through trailers.
If the trailers are actually done truthfully, right, and it shows the actual character of the movie, but a lot of the time it can be very misleading, and like this isn't what the film is like at all.
Yeah, exactly. And I think I don't believe I've ever even seen a trailer for Under the Silver Lake, actually.
No, I don't think I have either.
I just watched it, and I'm glad that I did.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, there was another film, something at the hotel something. It's another film in this kind of vein where it's like mystery thriller. I can't remember the fucking name of it. It had a lot of big actors in it. I'm like, holy shit, this looks great. This looks, you know, artsy and mysterious and the thriller and wow. And then it just was a fucking steaming pile of shit.
Yeah.
It's so disappointing, but I'm so happy because when you come across a film like this and it actually does what the fucking tin says, you know, it's great.
I'm really glad. So what would you rate it? You know, we do our ratings, obviously.
So when I was watching it, I was between like I think a 6 or a 7, like in the beginning. And then as I kept watching, I think I eventually landed on 8.
That's very good.
Yeah. Because 6, 7 is like, yeah, it's all right. Like kind of average, like good but average. But like, I think it's landed on an 8 for me.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Because I also rated it an 8. We've got matching scores for the first time in a very long time. It's very, very long. That's the only thing that I didn't like as much because it's difficult to take in.
It's a big investment, time investment.
Yeah, to take in a big movie is it's huge. So fantastic. I'm glad that we feel the same way on these things.
We do. This is almost like when there was a unanimous scoring for The Prestige.
Oh yeah, The Prestige was very good.
Yeah,
I did
so
like
all around, like you, me, and Simon, I think we all really enjoyed it. So it's nice when it's like unanimously like, oh, this is really good.
Oh no, I'm really, really pleased. We probably do have some really interesting. I mean, you've been alluding to trivia this whole time.
Yeah, it's more so like people have like gone through and decoded things like with the fireworks and stuff like that. But I would be very interested to see if there's any like groundbreaking trivia here because I haven't gone in and looked. There's not a lot, so that's really good because that just means hopefully they're all of substance. Well,
the film takes place in 2011.
Yeah, I spotted that. I was like, I didn't think it was 2011 at all. I thought it was more around 2019, you know?
I'm trying to think.
Oh, that's interesting.
Go
So
on.
the swimming pool scene with Marilyn Monroe, you know, how she's acting like Marilyn Monroe, they're recreating the exact same scene. That was her last movie.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that crazy? Because like Sarah goes missing, right?
Yeah.
So it's like
That's her last scene.
Her last scene. Wow, that's insane.
Apparently the parrot is repeating Hollywood. That was pretty close.
That's what I saw. Yeah, I saw somebody saying that he's saying Hollywood. So yeah, I can see that.
The elderly songwriter was played by someone who is 36 years old, Jeremy Bobb. That's mad.
Okay.
Andrew Garfield did not shower for 4 weeks to play this role. How are we verifying this?
Yikes. Why wouldn't you shower for 4 weeks? That doesn't help anyone. Wait, what? Wait, sorry, read that again.
Andrew Garfield did not shower for 4 weeks to play this role.
No, come on. Come on now. Come on now. That's not cool. If you did that, that's not cool. But I don't believe that.
You don't believe it?
Hold on. Did Andrew...
How are we supposed to verify this stuff, man?
Well, I don't know if there was like a news article. Did Andrew Garfield not shower for Under the Silver Lake? Oh, come on, bruh. According to interview reports, Andrew Garfield did not shower for his role as Salmon in the film. He reportedly did this as a method of embodying the character's interest in hygiene and his overall lost state of mind. That's too far.
I get it.
I don't like that kind of method acting because that's just weird.
What about... I mean... Yeah, I don't know how much it added to it. Can you grease somebody up in
I don't know if it's true because there's not a lot of like I don't know. I'm having a hard time believing this.
According to interviews, which interviews? I'm going to need sources. I'm going to need sniff tests on the t-shirts.
What annoys me about this kind of stuff because people just say shit and then you're just, you know, like as Twitch streamers, people come in when you're talking about something and then they say, oh, this person's this, or this like a celebrity, or this celebrity has like done a bad thing, or they've said this or that. Yeah. And it's like, and then you're just supposed to go, oh, really? And then like accept it. And in reality, a lot of the time, some things are taken out of context or misconstrued. So whenever somebody says something to me in Twitch chat, I like double check it because sometimes I'm like,
have to.
Yeah, I'm tired of taking things at face value and just going, oh, really? Oh, that's interesting. So I'm having a hard time believing that one.
Yeah, I understand. I understand that because obviously we don't, you have to fact check because misinformation is very prevalent.
Oh my God. Yeah, I mean, that's character assassination. If it's not true, that's just making Andrew Garfield look like a fucking idiot.
Stinky boy.
Hey,
stinky boy.
Because that's like harmful to the people around him. That's not just affecting him, that's affecting the people around him, the people he's working with.
Yeah. You can't just I mean, people will just always make shit up. That's the nature of horrible, shitty people. That's
why whenever, like in general, you know, when I'm told something, I just go, well, I'm going to have to fact check that one because it seems...
I fact check everything, man. Like, I don't see why people don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I try. Yeah, as long as you try, that's all you can ask for because you'll never get the full story. You will never get the full facts on any given thing. But as long as you do try, then you've done your part.
Exactly. We've tried and we are trying our best in this podcast to not perpetuate falsities.
Yes.
If at all possible.
If at all possible. What else? What else is this saying? Wakes up after Sam wakes up on the couch after kids vandalize his car. His hand, yes, we know his hand was stuck to the comic book.
Sticky.
Original direction. Oh, so critics said that the film was although its originality, direction, soundtrack, cinematography, and Garfield's performance were praised, some found the script confusing, too cryptic, and lacking the substance and depth the film was aiming for. See, I think the opposite. I think once you start having discussions with people about it, then you start to understand and appreciate it more. But I can see why it could come off as a little too cryptic.
Yeah.
You know, if you're not familiar with a lot of these themes, for example, or what, you know.
Yeah, definitely. Because it's a lot to try and take in.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just... I would also, I think, struggle. Like, I did struggle at the time. Like, first seeing it, I was like, what the fuck is this? What's going on? And I was just laughing because it's like, what can you do? That's all you can do is just laugh at it. But then... Really, it's like, actually, that's really cool. That's actually a very cool thing.
Yeah, no, for sure. And also that song that you were talking about, by REM.
Yeah.
What's the Frequency, Kenneth by REM? So it describes a mentally ill person who sees hidden signs in pop culture. Just like Sam.
Just like Sam. And I think that's really cool.
See, I love that stuff so.
That everything has been planned to perfection, right? It's so good.
I really like that kind of stuff because, again, I know I've said it a million times, it just shows that they thought things through. And just because somebody doesn't really understand, you know, some of the messages and stuff like that, and it takes like people discussing it doesn't mean it's a bad film. So
absolutely.
It's kind of sad that they were like, oh, it's too cryptic. It's not really.
No, it just, I mean, I think it's too cryptic for people that don't want to have a think.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to sit down and just watch a film,
I don't think this movie is for you.
It's not for you.
Yeah.
And that's fine because
not everything is for everyone, right?
It's just like the film was saying, it's not for you.
Yeah.
It's not for you.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Not everything is for everyone, and I think that's really important that people understand that. It's like that I think I've mentioned it on the podcast before, but that Ad Astra movie with Brad Pitt, it's about male loneliness and like, you know, like a whole lot of themes that is aimed at men. And I don't vibe with that movie too much. I think there's like some things that I do like about it, but it's not for me.
It's not for you, Gene.
So yeah, I'm not gonna get a lot of the stuff because it's not for me, and that's fine. You know what I mean? So long as people understand that and just go, yeah, okay, it's not for me.
Yeah, that's fair enough, and I get it. So yeah, I mean, what a cracking film.
Yeah,
and I'm really glad that we both enjoyed it.
100%.
And it's a bit of a change of pace, actually, from what we normally watch and from what I would normally put on my list, because I have to replace my pick, obviously.
Yeah, you do. You don't have to do it now, or you can do it the next time, but you can do whatever you want. Yeah,
I have replaced it, right? And this is an interesting one. I think you're going to like it.
Okay.
You might have seen it, and it's a very old one. It's Some Like It Hot.
What?
You like Some Like It Hot?
Are you for real? Wait,
for real.
The Marilyn?
Yeah.
Holy shit. I haven't seen this film in such a long time, but I really like this film.
I love this film.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about it.
No, this is great. I'm very happy about this. I'm just taken by surprise because there's a lot of Marilyn Monroe stuff in the film, so she's at the forefront of my mind at the moment.
The frequency illusion in play.
Yeah, also that movie that they kept perpetuating in the film, I forget the name of it. The one with the three women and they marry. So what is it? Marilyn Monroe marry Marry a Millionaire? So, oh yeah, How to Marry a Millionaire.
How to Marry a Millionaire.
Yeah, I like that film because I like the dynamic between the three women.
See, I haven't seen it.
That honestly, it's a good one and should probably be on How to Marry a... There's some good quotes in it. It's really good.
Ooh.
But before we do any dice rolling or anything like that, we'll do a quick shout out to our patrons.
Oh, I love our patrons.
We've had a pretty steady influx of like people pledging to the Patreon.
Wow!
We've had some mini yompers come in. So
hello, mini yompers.
Thank you.
We love all of you equally.
We do.
You know, you're lovely. You're so nice to us. What the fuck?
You bloody well are. And we really appreciate it. But it's the top tier, the Giga Yompers that do get a shout out. So honestly, thank you so much to our Giga Yompers, Enki, Luck, Robot, Scott, Lawrence, Thibodeau, and Steve. You guys are incredible.
You're fucking amazing.
We're doing bonus episodes in which people will be able to submit questions for us to talk about and discuss and answer for the bonus episodes. But those are only available to Patreon pledges, I think, from the middle tier up.
Yeah.
So if you do want to support us on any tier, but if you want to get your access to the bonus episodes, check out the Patreon. It is patreon.com/yompcast.
Yep. Thank you so much, guys. We roll some dice. It's G-Star's choice today.
It is my choice today.
And for that, I am...
She's dreading it.
I'm dreading it. What's on your list to start off with?
Crocodile Dundee, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Blade Runner 2049, Cool World, Neon Demon, which I'm kind of dreading. And I don't know if I really want that on the list anymore because it's...
I also have a little bit of trivia. The mansion, the songwriters one in this film, is used in the Neon Demon. There you go.
Bruh, the Neon Demon. Another film that's trash. Tries to be neo-noir, edgy, artsy, and just fails. And Silent Hill. I'm going to go with Silent Hill.
Very
so
good.
That's the one with Sean Bean. Silent Hill movie. So 2006.
Right.
You never seen it, I take it?
Never seen it.
Interesting. So I love the Silent Hill franchise to death. I think it's impeccable.
G is number one Silent Hill lover.
I love it.
In this podcast.
Well, it's one of those things that has a lot of symbolism, metaphors, great music. Like Silent Hill 2, the game is incredible. Silent Hill 3 is amazing. The first one's great. Like, they're just amazing. And as far as video game adaptation for like movie adaptation for a video game goes, it's not that bad. I think it stands well on its own.
Stands up.
Yeah. So it'd be an interesting one. So yeah, that's
fantastic.
Crocodile Dundee, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Blade Runner 2049, Cool World, Neon Demon, and Silent Hill.
Let's get that dice out.
Let's go. 2. Oh, even I'm disappointed because, like, I wouldn't mind this film a little bit later on, but I was kind of hoping for,
It is what it is,
It is what it is. It's fine. Have you ever seen Mr. and Mrs. Smith?
I have not.
Oh, this should be interesting then.
I've only ever seen trailers, you see. Shut up, G.
I heard the life escape her lungs when I asked, have you seen this film?
Oh,
no. It's an okay film. It's one of those like early 2000s films. That's like got action and it's
got action in it. Oh, great.
Oh, that makes it all better. Wait, Mr. and Mrs. Smith movie. So it's got Brad Pitt, Angelina Jolie. It's an average film. It's just, yeah, it's whatever.
I ain't giving it a lot of credit. Yeah. I mean, I need to see it. I need to see it. This is it. You know,
I think it's just one of those films that you do eventually need to see at some point in your life. And this is the time.
It just happens to be the time that I have to watch it.
Yes. This will be interesting. I kind of like exposing you to films of the 2000s around that time.
Yeah, because it's an era that I skipped mostly.
Yeah, and because you mentioned like you had a boyfriend at the time when we watched the Oceans film, and you were like, oh yeah, I think my boyfriend at the time liked the Oceans film, but you'd never like seen it properly, so it's...
I barely pay attention to what anybody around me is doing. Like, apparently, I think I had a boyfriend at the time. Wouldn't know.
Would you know?
In my own fucking world.
In our own world. Oh, this is actually going to be interesting. I think...
Very interesting.
I don't know. I feel like you're going to hate it, but I think it's the film.
We don't know, you know?
We don't know, but I'm fairly sure you're going to hate it. But it's going to be an interesting hate because it's going to have like the boof criticisms, which I love.
We all love when I start criticizing.
Yes.
It's a fact.
People
love my criticizing.
It's great. It's the film that tore apart Jennifer Aniston and Brad.
That's so sad.
Yes, because he was with Jennifer Aniston.
Is it gonna tear us apart too, do you think? No, is this gonna be it for us?
Listen, if we could get through Heat and Neil Breen and, you know, I think we're indestructible. So I don't think Mr. and Mrs. Smith is gonna divide us.
Neil Breen is the real test, isn't it?
It is, I think, and you did it early on. So that's a real show of how dedicated
we are both so dedicated.
Oh god. Okay, so for anyone who didn't catch it, the next film is Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Maybe we'll have a guest on for this one.
Oh my god. I mean, maybe.
Yeah.
Even though you had a guest on for yours last time, but...
Oh god, yeah. Okay, so maybe not.
Do you know, I think maybe we could just wing it. Maybe sometimes we can just get a guest on if we think, you know what?
Yeah, I guess
let's
we'll
get Pyrian back on. I
feel like he'd love this film, personally.
I think we should just get him on every fucking time now.
Yeah, he's great.
Come hang out with us, P-Flax. We love you.
We will be bringing on guests, but we want to make it fair in the sense that we don't always want it to be like my films getting guests on, because I want Biff to be able to have guests on for her films too. So it's just scheduling and when people are available, etc., etc. I would have loved a guest for this film. I think this one would have been great.
Interesting, but it's just like that's the way that these things fall into place, you know.
Yeah, man. Life's busy, you know, we've got stuff going on, but you know, we'll play it by ear. We'll see if we get a guest on or not. But yeah, the Mr. and Mrs. Smith, the 2005 film. There are different versions of this. There's like a TV show. I don't know. They did like a TV show, I think, with like Childish Gambino, if memory serves me well, which again, I don't know why, but I'm talking about the Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Got ya.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you everybody for listening. Thank you, Boo, for this amazing film that you've picked for us to discuss.
Thank you for watching it. I'm so glad. I'm so glad we've all enjoyed it. All of us together.
All of us together in harmony.
See you next time.
Goodbye.
Bye.